Hey everyone, good day, and welcome to another episode of the David Dash Podcast. Another month is ending, but whether it's MECQ, GCQ, or MGCQ, wherever you are in the country is still in some form of CQ. And speaking of CQ, let's always keep in mind our own security so we'd all be safe. That applies in our homes, outside our homes, as well as in our hearts and also online. In this episode of the David Dash Podcast, I got laugh lines, the tale of Ramon and the safety protocols, Ask David, one-line movie review, and more. So make sure you tune in all the way and complete the show. By the way, this episode is brought to you by Go Tea. Craving for milk tea? You don't have to settle for less, because now you can Go Tea. Experience homemade milk tea goodness when you visit their branch in Nasipi, Talamban near USCTC. They are open for pickup and delivery. Contact Go Tea at 0916-444-3252 or visit their Facebook page, gotea.ph. Satisfy your day with delicious and hassle-free milk tea from Go Tea. Also brought to us by Promised Land PH. Realize your real estate dreams and investments with the help of a licensed real estate practitioner. Finding your own land of promise is now possible. Just go to promisedlandph.com or you can reach Miss Charmaine Plazos at 0917-557-5263. That's 0917-557-5263. Promised Land PH, your trusted realtor in Cebu and beyond. It's also brought to us by Sleepyhead Clothing, dedicated to customer choice. Whether it's just one shirt for an individual client or a larger production run for a business, Sleepyhead Clothing has the expertise and experience to translate your vision into reality. Quality shirts, affordable prices, we deliver that. Visit Sleepyhead Clothing on Facebook and drop a message for queries and quotation requests. So, let's get this thing going. The David Dash Podcast is underway. Homie ho, let's go! Let's start off with this issue in our local neighborhood. Water supply is getting low, so now we get frequent interruptions. So whenever there is water coming out of the faucet, you need to act fast and store water, for it will be gone in 60 seconds. When I called our water service provider to complain, they told me it's actually a promo, and they call it Minute to Win It. I have a friend named Rose. She's a painter. Last year, one of her paintings was of an elegant crown she envisioned to be worn by royalty. But she says she now needs to change the name of her masterpiece. She previously called it The Corona by Rose. In karate class, I presume this is pre-quarantine, the instructor asked, "What is a counterattack?" A guy named Michelangelo answered, "A counterattack is when somebody robs a cash register at the store." Because of the pandemic, Pontius Pilate has just signed a big endorsement deal. He has been hired by the World Health Organization to be their global ambassador in the Wash Your Hands campaign. On your bucket list, to go to the Colosseum in Rome, Italy, just like Kuya Ernest and Ate Ruby Engalia. But these days, with community quarantine and all, you'd be happy to even just reach the Cebu Colosseum. Headline: Barter illegal. Should be taxed. During this Christmas season, don't be surprised if they will also tax your presents for Manito Manita. Question: why was the eight-legged creature removed from the meeting? Answer: because it's spider. It's spied there. An online shopping platform just had their so-called bounce back sale. With massive sales, they are now sure to bounce back, while buyers might continue falling to the bottom. A top health official has said that the country has already flattened the curve of coronavirus infections before taking it back. In other news, it was found that health official is also a member of the Flat Earth Society. Did you know that the French DJ slash record producer behind the hit Titanium catches Pokemon during his free time? His motto is "Gotta catch 'em all." Question: what song by Elvis Presley do the bees sing to the flowers? Answer: I can't help falling in love with you. Alright, let's now talk about Ramon. Once upon a quarantine, there was a guy named Ramon. One day, it was Ramon's schedule to go out and get supplies. Well, Ramon is feeling well. He wears a face mask while going out and observes proper social distancing. While queued up at the grocery, the person behind him was too close. He told her to move back. There's a floor marking to indicate where she should stand. Well, she didn't heed, so Ramon cleared his throat and started to fake coughing to try to scare her, make her move away, and keep distance. A security guard who was passing by witnessed the end part of what happened, and guess what? Removed Ramon from the store. A lesson learned: do not put enforcement of safety protocols in your own hands. If you see someone violating, just report them to the proper authorities. Alternate lesson learned, and this one's from Benedict Ian Almeida. To enforce social distancing, create some sound from the opposite end of the digestive tract. Eat some kamote and eggs before leaving the house. Hashtag fart. Enough said. And here is a simple solution that would have worked for Ramon from Beverly Farah. Put a shopping cart between them. That's the tale of Ramon and the safety protocols. Now time for Ask David. You send me a question, I give you my humble answer. Brought to you by your Needs and Protection Pal. For your life protection and financial planning needs, you now have a pal you can trust and depend on. And securing your family's future can now be done digitally. That means you can do it without leaving the comfort of your home. So, get started now by sending your Needs and Protection Pal a message on Facebook. Don't worry, be protected. Our Ask David question for this episode comes from Cleo of Paina Central. Cleo says, Dear David, my phone's battery always drains quickly. What should I do for longer battery life? Well, Cleo, I have 4 tips for you. Number 1, keep apps running in the background to a minimum. Number 2, lower your screen brightness. Number 3, try to use your phone a little less often. And a fourth tip to give your phone a longer battery life, let it eat pancit. Alright, time to get a little serious. Very recently, a magnitude 4.2 earthquake shook the province of Cebu early in the morning. The date? 7/17. The time? 7/17. And I felt like the numbers aren't just a coincidence. So I looked it up if there are any significant passages in the Bible about this. Now, some people say it's God's wrath or anger when there are incidents happening like this. So I was expecting to find a rebuke of some sort. But what I found instead is this. From Revelation 7:17, for the Lamb at the center of the throne will be their shepherd. He will lead them to springs of living water, and God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. It isn't a reprimand at all. It's a promise. And it's a very wonderful promise at that. A timely reminder that God is still in control. He is taking care of us. Our struggles and sorrows shall end, and that in Him there is hope. So friends, the earthquake was not meant to bring fear, but it is meant to be a reminder of God's love for us. Let's keep putting our trust in Him, and let's keep the faith, because our God is faithful. I know that He will see us through. One-line movie review. I got 10 titles here, and let's go through them one by one, and I'll give you my one-line movie review. Okay, let's start with The Blind Side. Football and how I mistook Sandra Bullock for Jennifer Lopez. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. How to do a proper sequel by alluding a lot to the first movie. X-Men Apocalypse. My one-line movie review. Charles Xavier lost his hair because he didn't wear a cool costume. Okay. Next one. Dil Chatahai. It's actually a great story about friendship, but totally uncool about stealing other people's girlfriends. The Karate Kid. The soundtrack is loaded, and so is this cool remake. Ready Player One. Don't read the book version, just watch the movie, okay? Next up, The Lego Movie. Everything is awesome. Perfect ending our family could really, really relate to. Next, Life of Pi. How to get dumped by a tiger you have tamed. Next, Ratatouille. The chef in a restaurant is a rat. You can leave if you don't find that sanitary. Okay, and then one more movie. Let's go. Overcomer. Powerful. Very powerful. That's my one-line review of the movie Overcomer. Well, if you only have just one movie to watch from the 10 movies I just mentioned, watch this one, Overcomer. 2 thumbs up. Before I go, here is your word of wisdom. Wow! I got this from our trainer, Steph Villa, so shout out to her. This episode's word of wisdom goes, knowledge is power, but it is worthless without action. Knowledge is power, but it is worthless without action. So now that you know, you already have the power, but you can only unleash it when you act on what you know. Well, that's about it. That completes this episode of the David Dash Podcast. For your comments and suggestions, or if you'd like to become a show sponsor, just search for David Dash on Facebook and send me a message. Thank you for joining us now, and we hope you join us again next time. I'd also like to say thank you to Goatee Milk Tea, Promised Land PH, Sleepyhead Clothing, and Your Needs and Protection Pal for making this podcast episode possible. Until then, this has been David Dash saying keep safe, everyone. Holy ho, got to go! Yaha!